Dear students, welcome back to our marketing class. We have started with the rural marketing. Actually, yesterday I could not take up the class because current issues were there. So today I'll send you. So that's the reason I'm sending a recorded video. Okay. So we have already started with the rural marketing. The meaning and the features were very nicely explained by the way of seminar that was done by Harshita, isn't it? Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the difference between the rural marketing and the urban marketing. This is a very interesting topic. Difference between rural marketing and urban marketing. This I wanted to discuss in yesterday's Google Meet class. But that was not done. So today I'll explain you through by the way of slide. Okay. So difference between rural markets and urban markets. The first difference is that all the activities related to marketing, it is actually widely scattered when it comes to rural market. Okay, not set up properly and they are widely scattered. But when it comes to rural marketing, they are very much concentrated. Again, rural areas, they are actually very much traditional bound, isn't it? And they are not ready to accept the changes because one reason is the tradition that they have been following since many long years. So they are very much traditional people. They are not ready to accept the change. But when it comes to urban, things are that they have accepted the change. They have modernized. There is a change in their attitude. And as and when there is a change in the likes and preferences, accordingly, there is a change in the lifestyle as well, isn't it? So rural areas or rural marketing, they are actually tradition bound, but when it comes to urban marketing, they are actually modernized and they have accepted the changes. So as we have already seen a video on rural markets, isn't it? There everything, it's the markets are not very well established, not very well set up. Why? The reason is the infrastructure is not there itself. Okay, so infrastructure is very poor when it comes to rural market, but compared to the urban market, it is very much the urban market, they are very much well developed and very strong. Okay, also the number of distribution outlets in rural areas or rural market are very less in number. That is the reason market also, it may takes place once in a 15 days or once in a month or once in a week. But when it comes to urban market, there are more number of distribution outlets. So they are actually well developed. Again, rural markets are untapped in the sense they are not explored. Okay, rural markets, they are not explored as compared to urban area which are explored and they are very much saturated. Okay, and when it comes to, it's like we here when we talk about the developments, we assume that rural market, they are very much, we know the rural markets are very much less developed, or what we call the underdeveloped. Urban markets are well developed. But when we talk about consumption of certain products are as such which are more consumed, which are consumed in good number in rural market when compared to the urban market. Okay, so that is also one sort of difference between, because when it comes to certain products, the number is consumed more in rural markets than in urban market. Okay, rural also, this we have seen this seventh difference between, we have seen in one of the feature as well, that it is usually seasonal and irregular. Rural demands, the requirement for the products, the needs of the people, they are very much seasonal and irregular. That is depending on a particular festive season, or depending on the marriages that take place in the particular area, depending on that only they are doing their more purchases. It's not regular purchase as compared to the urban area where the demand for the goods is regular, at the same time in a continuous manner. Okay, so this is again one more difference between the rural markets and urban markets. Okay. Again, rural markets are underdeveloped, urban markets are developed. Rural markets are fairly quiet, in the sense competition is less. What we mean to say here, fairly quiet means there is very much less of the competition. But as compared to the urban market, it is very much highly competitive. There are many producers, many manufacturers of similar products. So competition is heavy when it comes to urban market, and the rural market, it is fairly quiet. Okay. So students, I hope you have understood the difference between the rural markets and urban market. Okay. But these are the common difference between the rural market and urban market. These were the differences that prevailed some few years ago. Same differences still it prevails, we cannot say, because there has been a change in the purchase pattern of the people residing in the rural places. Their condition is not same, because rural places, they are also now very much developed. The infrastructure has come to them. Everything is developed over there. Okay. So here, people, the producers, the manufacturers in the urban area, due to heavy competition in the urban markets, what they are doing, they are reverting to the rural markets. They are trying to explore the rural markets. They are trying to create demand for their product in the rural market, because urban market, heavy competition prevails. Their product do not have much demand. So what they do, they try to explore the rural market. So, and the development, you are aware of the technological advancement has taken place, isn't it? Rural places also, each and everything is there now. We cannot say it. Okay, understand, some areas are too interior where it's not developed. Okay, fine, those people there we understand. But still, compared to few years back, no, maybe like 5 to 6 years back, the condition has, now it has been much more improved. Okay. So the lifestyle of the rural consumer is not anymore the same which it used to prevail some 10 years back. Okay. Why that significant change has taken place? Because of the advancement, because of the development that has taken place. Initiatives are taken by the government to bring development in the rural places as well. So because of this development, the lifestyle of the rural consumer, it has changed now. It is not the same as it prevailed before. Okay. So as you can see on the screen, lifestyle of the rural consumers has undergone a significant change today. Okay. The reason is the income that they are earning, because every now and then there is some or the other initiative taken by the government to improve the lives of the people residing in the rural places. So employment opportunities are created. They are able to make a good money. People who are dependent on agriculture, there also efforts are made to increase the agricultural productivity. New forms of what we call agriculture, seeds or fertilizers, or means something new is done in the agriculture field as well, so that farmers can benefit out of it and they can make good money of the produce that they do. So the growth in the income in the rural area, okay, people living in the rural area, they are seeing a rise in their income, and because of this rise in income, the lifestyle of them has been changed now. It's not the as it was before. Also, the interaction between the people residing in the rural places and people residing in the urban places, it has increased thanks to the network, the companies what we have, isn't it, nowadays? So the interaction has increased. So what is consumed in the urban, same thing has been reached the rural as well. So now if you see, the lifestyle of rural people is more lavish when it comes to urban people. Urban people, they are more of calculated, isn't it? So because of this interaction also, the purchase pattern of the rural areas or people residing, consumers residing in rural areas, it has changed now. Also the education level. Now the government has made, they're taken, every government in particular state, they're taking the initiative to increase the education level, to improve the literacy rates, isn't it? So this is also one of the factor because of which the lifestyle of the people in the of the rural consumer has improved. And it's also happened, people residing in the rural areas, they are very much what we call, they are much interested in the people who are from the urban areas, isn't it? They need to know what is their way of living, what is their lifestyle, what is their likes, their preferences, what is the trend prevailing in the urban areas. So they always want to get exposed to the urban lifestyle. So exposure also is one of the reason why the buying pattern has changed in the rural places. At the same time, marketers, no, they have not left any stone unturned. Okay, they are making every effort to reach the rural consumers. So as you know, the print form of media is there. As I've said, the literacy rate has increased in the rural places. So the print form of media is working only. Marketers, they are taking every initiative to explore explore and also give information about the various products in among the rural consumers. So print form of media is used, but for those people who are like the literacy rate is not too good areas, rural places where literacy rate is not good, who cannot read and write, for them, they are making the use of the other forms of publicity. That is what we call the advertisements are there via radio, via television. So they are making every effort to give information about the product to the people. So exposure to media and publicity, this also has changed the pattern of the rural people. So since they get exposure to more of information, they are able to procure such goods. So they are able to use such goods. They are able to get themselves exposed to the lifestyle as well. So this is again one reason why there has been change in the buying pattern of the rural consumers. So already I mentioned marketing effort of the marketers to reach out the rural market for their new product are one of the factors responsible for change in the rural purchases. So as I've said, those manufacturers and businessmen who face too much competition in the urban area, who are not able to withstand the competition, who are not able to be there in the market for a longer period of time, what they do, they are turning towards the rural consumers. So they are making every effort to give information about the product, about their product in the rural areas, in the rural market, so that at least there the product will get sold and people will start consuming the goods. So again, the efforts taken by the marketing department of the companies, they are also that's also one of the reason responsible for change in the buying pattern of the rural consumers. Okay, so I hope you have understood why there is a change in the buying pattern of the rural consumers. Next, we are going to take up the topic that is problems in rural market. Actually, this is a topic which was given to Vaishnavi. She was supposed to do it as a seminar in the class, but you know what are the problems we are facing these days. Online classes need to be done, and we cannot keep this topic pending and proceed to the next topic, isn't it? So, and again, I wanted Vaishnavi to do it online as well, but I hope it's difficult for her also, from her side also. So I'll complete the topic, and maybe if hopefully offline classes start, then she'll do a seminar for one more topic. Okay, I hope Vaishnavi is listening. Okay, we are going to see, we discuss the problems in rural marketing. Okay, so features of rural marketing we have understood. So some points you can get out of that also. One is unevenly scattered population. So the rural population, they are very much widespread. Okay, as we have already have said, in comparison to 6,200 cities, total we have 5,75,000 villages in India. Okay, in our country, there are total not 5 lakh. This was the figure which was given back. Okay, now it has increased to somewhere 6,38,000. Okay, the values are changed, but since this is given in the textbook, we will assume this only. Okay, so this many villages, and in this 6,500 villages are as such where the population is just 500 and more than 500. That's it. A village having a population of just 500 people. So what happens is marketers, they face it difficult to approach the rural consumers at least. Okay, means they have to travel too much. Why travel too much? Because houses are not located nearby in the villages. They are placed they are widespread in 2 or 3 kilometer area, no, only 2 or 3 houses you will get. So that is the reason villages are 6,055 and population is just to 500 and above 500. Okay, just think, no? So population is widely scattered. When population is widely scattered, it is very difficult for the companies to promote their product in such areas. Okay, for them, because major time uh, of their marketers or for carrying out the marketing activities now is spent while traveling only. How to approach these people? Even if the print media is used or if the other media is used also, how to promote the product? Because the population is so scattered or widespread, it becomes very difficult to reach the rural consumers. Okay, so marketers, they have to face a lot of difficulties for approaching the rural consumers. Again, as we have already seen, the difference between the rural markets, it's not very well developed, that is underdeveloped. So this also becomes one of the problem which the marketers face, because rural markets are not well developed. They cannot provide an exposure for their product. At the same time, the per capita income of the rural consumers are also very low. That is, the purchasing power. They don't have a steady income. Okay, and whatever they earn for a day, out of that they are going to spend it out. So it's not that there is a good saving habit among them. So when the purchasing power is less, it them very difficult to procure goods on a continuous basis or on a regular basis. So that is the reason the demand for products in the rural market is very low. Okay, people will not prefer goods every now and then as compared to the urban market, because rural market people residing in the rural places, they usually earn for a day and they spend it in the on that day itself. The saving habit is very much less in them, and whatever they earn, they have to spend it, because for the days, for the food, for the days, what they earn for a day, it's spent on the food. For them, it is very difficult to saving us. Saving habit is not there, but if they earn good, definitely that habit can be developed. But since they are not earning well, the scope of earning is very much limited. It makes it difficult for them to purchase the goods on a regular basis. Okay. As I've said, marketers face it very much difficulty to reach the rural consumer. One reason is lack of physical communication facility. That is, roads are actually not very much developed in the rural places. There are mud roads. Mud roads also are so the condition is so worse. No, you cannot get into some interior places also. There are no proper mud road as well. So walking is the only way of reaching out to this consumer. And just think, going off to different places through by way of walking, how much time is consumed, and how much of the people can be, or how much of the rural places can be explored. It's very difficult. So as you can see on the screen, there are in India for about 36% of the villages are as such which do not have a road connection itself, and out of that, and 65% uh, are like without all weather roads. Means roads are there, but depending on the weather, they may get worse. The condition of the roads may get worse. Okay, so road if roads are not well developed, definitely transportation cannot be take place, and if transportation cannot take place, means it's very difficult to reach the make the product reach to the rural consumers. So promoting the product, somehow marketers have made an attempt to give the information about the product to the people. Somehow they have also tried to open up some distribution outlets, but how to make it available to the rural consumer when the physical communication facilities are not well developed? So this actually the distribution cost increases, because the lack of physical communication facility, the distribution cost increases, the vehicle operating cost increases. At the same time, there is a fuel wastage, as I said, no, when the proper roads are not there, or roads are there, they have to travel too far to reach the rural consumers. because the houses are very widely scattered. So these all are the actually the problems of rural marketing. Marketers now they face a lot many difficulties to reach out the rural consumers. Okay. One more problem is the heterogeneity of the language. Language is not uniform, not the same, isn't it? So rural places, no, the language. See in India, no, there are total 16 languages, maybe a few extra languages are there, but the dialects it varies. For example, the Kannada that is spoken in here in Udupi may not be the same Kannada which is spoken in somewhere around Kundapura side, isn't it? The dialects it differs, so it is very difficult to promote the product in the areas in the rural areas where language become a barrier. Okay, so delivering the message about the product to the people, uh, if the language is not known, it becomes difficult for the marketers to promote their product. So marketers they have to make sure that they have to send a person to promote the product who is very much familiar with the local language. Okay, so language also becomes a barrier when it comes to reaching out the rural consumers. So the level of literacy also it matters, because now as I've said that the lifestyle of the people have changed. One reason is the literacy rate has increased. Efforts are made that the education level, like each and every child should be educated. Okay, but that is taken now. But those people who already are who are there in the rural places, who the literacy rate is very low, for them it is very difficult for the marketers to promote the product against these people. So the print form of media, which is the cost is very less for the print form of media. Marketers they need not do heavy investment for promoting the product when it comes to print media. But when the literacy rate is very low, there is it's a total waste of spending the money on the print media. Why? Because they would not understand the what is written, isn't it? The print form of media is becomes a wastage in the areas where they don't, the literacy rate is very low. And in that case, they have to go for some audio visual messages. But when it comes to audio visual, promoting a product by way of audio and video messages, it becomes very difficult. The cost increases for the marketers as well. Okay. So level of literacy also hinders, like it is one reason, one of the problems of rural market. And one reason for the rural marketing, the problems of rural marketing is the traditional life. People who live in the rural people actually, they are very much tradition bound. They are actually very much, they love their customs, they love their rituals, they love their traditions, and they are not ready to accept any changes. Okay, the product might be very good, it might be very much benefiting, but still they may not accept the change because they love their culture, their customers very much. So this is a big, what we call a biggest challenge which the marketer has to face. As I said previously, that certain rural places, women are supposed to put ghungat, isn't it? For them, it is they are not supposed to show off their faces. This is a custom which they are supposed to follow. So there are people who are not ready to accept the changes. So even if some effort is made to promote the product, somehow if the effort is made to reach the rural consumer, this traditional life, this customs, the cultural based acceptance of the uh, rural consumers, no, it will make the efforts of the marketers go in vain. Okay, so one challenge is traditional bound rural life. Okay, and again I've said the presence of spurious brands. Okay, this I have told, if you remember, I've told Vishal to get some information about this. So the local brands are there which are somewhat very much similar to the branded product. So what they feel, what the rural consumers feel, because as I said, no, the literacy rate is very low. So when it comes to branded products, some minor changes in the name, in the logo, it will be done. So where the spurious brands now, they are available at a very lower cost compared to the branded product. The price is the biggest factor there, isn't it, for the rural consumer to purchase. So they feel that same, both are same product. For them it doesn't matter which is branded, which is not branded. They do not understand the brand name, they do not understand the brand logo. Okay, so they are not aware about the quality as well. When they feel same name, same colored packet, one is for a very lower cost and one is very higher cost, why to go for the highest cost? So they are going to keep they're going to stick with the lower cost products only. So presence of spurious brands in the local market, they also make pose a very big problem for the marketers to promote the branded product in such areas. Okay, so student, I hope you have understood the various problems of rural marketing, the problems that prevails in the rural areas and which pose as the biggest challenge for rural marketing. Okay, so we will stop here today and we'll continue in our next class. So thank you dear students and have a great day ahead.